Hey guys, it's Chris with Tickle Me Pink Wreaths. I thought I would just come on and video just a small oval grapevine floral wreath tonight. This is very small, but by the time we get done with it, it'll be elongated from the florals that we're going to add to it. So let's get started. Again, before I even do a grapevine, if you notice there's some leaves in it, I don't worry too much about those, but I do run my hand across the back of it to make sure there's nothing sticking out, so it will hurt your customer's door. Once I do that, then, oops, it's stuck on my florals here. And then I just hang it up here and we can get started to make sure we have the right side. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do tonight is I have some of these. They are so cute, and they just are really wispy, and they just kind of dance. Love those. I have 2 of those. And then I have some of these. Again, this is a purple lilac color theme tonight. I have 2 of these, and I may not use all of them, but you never know. So I wanted to have enough. And these are just some fun wispies too that has some the purple in them and some of these wispy greeneries coming up. So I really like those. We may add those if we have enough room. Some of the greenery that I'm using is this. This is just a well, I don't really know. It might be some type of fern. I'm really not up on my florals, but it does come apart. See, it's in different sections. So I will not put this all in as a whole. I will cut these sections off and add these where I need them. So that's another thing. And if I need to, I will add a little bit of the eucalyptus. I really like these. This is a little lighter color and these are darker. I'm not sure which one's going to look better yet, or if I'm even going to need them, but I have them out ready. The ribbons I'm using tonight is this beautiful, it is a burlap, like a white burlap with the silver glitzy, well, I call it glitzy glam. So, but it's kind of an off-white, but it's very pretty. I think it's going to go great with this. And then to go along with the glitzy, I'm going to do this purple glitzy ribbon in there. And then just to top it off, I'm going to do another purple, but this one is more of a cloth, and it's just kind of it's no glitzy glam, just a 1.5 cloth ribbon. Oops, I think there's a fly flying around me here. So anyways, I'm going to just get started, take off my tags here. I don't want to leave any tags on. I have a glue pot, but I don't use a glue pot that often. I really like my glue gun. My glue gun is a Sure Bonder, and I love it. And I always use Gorilla Glue in that. So when you get your florals, they all come kind of all squished up. So you need to unsquish them and kind of fluff them out, and because flowers don't grow, you know, in just one direction, they grow out. And so I don't glue anything until I figure out where I'm going to put it. So right now, let's see, put this in a little bit. That looks good. Same with this one. You just want to move it out a little bit, make sure the florals are popping out and not just laying flat. And this one I'm going to run down the bottom of the grapevine. Don't like where that's at. There we go. And if you notice, it's going to be elongated off the bottom of the, that is not hanging right, guys. So I think I might have to, I'm going to have to move these over because that was not hanging right. It's not going to hang right for the, now, you can, after you get this on here, you can go ahead and glue it, or you can put a zip tie in. I'm going to do a little bit of both. I'm going to go ahead and put a zip tie in just to hold that in place, because I do not want it coming out on your customer's door. That would not be good. Sometimes these pipe or zip ties have a mind of their own. They go where they want. So you just have to work with it a little bit. And I just clip it off, and that's going to be covered up by your ribbon, so you don't even have to worry about that. And then again, I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm just going to run a pipe cleaner through. That fly just keeps trying to get me. Well, there we go. Then we just tie it in there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of glue and I'm going to run it in there. Then I'm going to add some of these wispies here to it, some of the greenery, just to add up some space, to take up some space in there to get, so you don't see all the grapevine.
Into what space?
My better half just walked in. Yep, he's coming in. He's going to be working on his stuff tonight. So he just walked in.
I work on the real stuff.
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
Oh, I love that. It's pretty.
Anyway,
pretty.
I've got all these cut up now, so I'm just going to kind of go in here and see where I might want them. And again, you don't glue everything down until you figure out where you're going to put things. Because you don't know, it might not, you might not like it there. So, ooh, that hurt. I'm going to clip that off because that's, okay, I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those in. And I'm going to do the same thing down at the bottom. I'm just going to go in here and put a couple in and see if I like it. I think that looks good. So again, I'm going to go ahead and glue that in. Now, if you know exactly that that's where you want your floral to be, you can go ahead and glue the stem prior to, and we may do that in a little bit, but right now I'm not for sure. I wasn't for sure if I wanted them there, but it's the same thing. You can just go in here, pull back your florals so you can see where you're wanting to glue, and then just give it a good dose of the Gorilla Glue in there. Because again, the worst thing is if this stuff falls off of your customer's door. We don't want that happening. So I still have some of these wispies here. So I'm going to take some of these florals here. These are the ones with the purple tips on them. They're really cute. And I'm just going to go ahead and clip them all off. Clear down at the bottom because you might want some popping out at you. You don't want to get them too short. So I know that I'm gonna like that one there, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue the stem. So all I do is I just run glue right down the stem. I put a generous amount on there, and then I just go up in here and I put it in. And I like how it's coming out. And again, I'm just gluing down the stem. If you kind of look back at your design, you can see where I added these, I added this one, and there's this little hole right here. So that's where we're gonna add the next one, and I'll probably put one down here too. All right. So if you see, it's going, my glue strings, it's going all the way around now. And then I'll probably take another one and put it right in here. And they are wired, so when you're manipulating them, you can make them curve, you can stand them up, you can make them pop out at you, however you want it to do. That is looking great. Let's take a peek at these and see. Now again, this is like a little greenery bush. And you can put the whole thing in there if you wanted to, because if you spread it all out, it's gonna be popping out at you. If you see, notice that. I mean, it's very, but I'm not gonna use it like that. I'm going to take it, and if you notice, there's several stems that I can cut off of this one. There's there's 4 of them on here. So that's what I'm going to do. Sometimes you can even pull them down and they'll tear off. And then you can just go up here and decide where you're going to want that. Whoops. Well, my grapevine is not cooperating. It's very tight, so the grapevine is. There we go. And again, you just don't want them to lay there flat, so intertwine them into some of your greenery that you have. That way they'll be wispy up there. Cut this one and we'll add another one right around in here. I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those in. And I'm going to do the same thing down to the bottom as I did to the top. And again, you don't want everything laying flat. Make sure you get your, you pull them through and you spread them out a little bit. You don't want everything just laying there. I have one more I'm going to put in here. Okay, I am going to go get another bush of that. I really like that, and I need some more up here, so hang on. All right. I'm just going to put it right underneath the florals there. I'm going to add another little piece of this right in here. I think it needs it right in there. You can just pull back your leaves, just stick it in there. And again, it doesn't just have to lay on top. You can intertwine it in so it's popping out in different places. All right. Let me look back here. All right, let's get our bow on and let's see what that's going to look like. So I don't want really too long of tails, and you can kind of just hold it up there to see how long you want. If your bow is going to kind of be in the middle, you know, you're going to want maybe a 6-inch loop or a 6-inch tail. And I always pull them up because now you see one is taller than the other one. So if I could just pull it a little bit, they're even now. And you can kind of, before you decide whether you want it in there or not, you can hold it up and you can kind of see. My ribbon is not going to sit like this. It's going to be more up. So I think those tails are too big. These are too big. So I'm going to bring them in a little bit. Both tails, and measure again, and then just let me hold it up here and see what it's going to look like, and we'll go from there. So I think that's going to look much better. Now, if I sometimes cannot do a bow by hand because I do have some arthritis. Tonight is a good night. I can do the bow by hand. But if you cannot, because of whatever reason, arthritis, or you just cannot do it yet, there is an easy bow maker. All it is just a plank of wood. It has 2 spindles on it. You can see your ribbon goes right down in between here, and you can make a bow. It has a the inches on it, up to 8 inches on each side, so you can make 8-inch loops, and you know how big your loops are, you can measure. On this side, there used to be another little dowel, but I took it out. You're supposed to put your ribbon there, but I didn't like it. It got in my way, so I took it out. But sometimes you'll see me make a bow with this if my hands are hurting and I cannot make a bow by hand. So I just kind of throw that over there, and I'm not cutting anything yet because sometimes I want my tails to come down in here. So I don't typically cut my ribbon until the end, but I just put it on here and I give it a twist and I bring it up. Now this ribbon is a little bit more difficult to work with. It just straightened it out after you give it a twist. Some of the nicer ribbon, the higher end is more, I guess you could call it stiff. It's easier to make a bow with, but some of these are not so easy. And this is one of them, but I still use it because it's very pretty. It's a nice quality ribbon. It's just not as stiff as some of the, like this burlap I'm having here. So you just have to mess with it a little bit to get it to pop up. And now you can tell that one is way too long, so I have got to adjust that one. And there. So then I'm going to just add my third ribbon, and it's same thing. You just put it in and you twist and you bring it back, you pull up the loops. And then what I do is I take, sorry, I'm out of the film now. I just take 2 pipe cleaners, or you can do a, so when I do the 2 pipe cleaners, I usually put them together. Whoops. And I just twist them. Sorry, you can't hardly see. I just twist them together. Or you can use a pipe cleaner, or not a pipe cleaner, a zip tie. And all I do is that one is I just put it on here, pinch it in the back and bring it together. Oops. Now, if you use a pipe cleaner, you're going to have to attach it to your wreath by something. So I'm going to attach mine by a Chanel stem or a pipe cleaner, whatever you want to call them. So I just slide my Chanel stem right in there, and then I go ahead and I pull it as tight, and then just clip it off in the back. And you can puff these or fluff these ribbons up when you get them in there. So all I do is just kind of run it through the middle of the grapevine until it comes out the back on both sides. I never wrap it around the grapevine unless I absolutely have to, because it doesn't hold as well. So just keep that in mind. And sometimes I have to go in and pull the Chanel stem through because it doesn't want to come through. Let's see if I can get that in there. It's not cooperating, guys. Let me try a different area. So if you're having so many problems getting it in, what you can do is just, sometimes it's easier to get a zip tie through it. So you can always just put a zip tie through here, because the zip tie, you know, obviously is stronger, and it's going to come right out for you. So if you can't get it in there with the chenille stem, no worries. You can use a zip tie. So there, it's sticking out, and I'm just going to put my bow right in there. So I'm just going to clip the chenille stem off, and I'm going to put the bow right in here. And then I just move my tails around however I want them. Now I'm not going to run tails down through here tonight, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut these off. And then you can dovetail them. Now where is, there it is. Now I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get I want a flower right in here. So I'll be right back. I'm going to get me a nice purple flower to go in there. All right, guys, I'm back. And that one is just going to hide all of your stuff back there. Now, sometimes I do it differently. This time I chose not to put my bow on. I went ahead, and the reason I did that was to kind of show you guys, without having the bow in here, how I attached all of my my bushes and my florals. So typically I put my bow on first, and I put my florals on around my bow, but I wanted to show you guys tonight how to add all of your greenery and things to it. So again, usually you won't have that gap because you'll add your bow, you'll know exactly how far to bring down each of your first florals. You won't have that issue. But that looks perfectly, I mean, I love that hydrangea in there. It looks really nice. And I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of glue on that. And I think we're done with this one. Hope you like it. You can always add more, but this one is just a basic grapevine floral wreath I wanted to come on and show you tonight. You started out with a very tiny oval base. Let me just tell you how long it is. It's 18 inches long, only 12 inches wide, but it ends up being very elongated. It ended up being probably about 32 inches from the top clear down to the bottom. So you can start off with a small base, it's fine, and you can elongate by using your florals. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back on here soon to do another video.
And if your followers, she'll use the word term, because I do like this. Is the first time I looked at it. I've been busy, but SSC.
So super cute. I do use that a lot. If you start following me and you know, checking my page out at Tickle Me Pink Wreaths, you'll hear me say that all the time. SSC, so super cute, or cute, 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 love, love, love. Yep, check me out. Thanks, guys. Bye.